Welcome to Western Wisconsin Journal. I'm Bobby Pominville, and I'm your reporter on the arts. I have two people here today that I've invited that are experts, and I'm looking forward to this so very much. We're going to promote the Phipps Center, and I want to welcome John H. Potter here. He's the executive director. Welcome to the show, John.
Thank you, Bobby.
And I want to welcome Anastasia Sharton. She is the visual arts director, and you have had a busy summer over there at the Phipps. I've been in and out during art camp in the summer, and I think that is one of the most popular things ever.
It's very exciting.
Yeah. It is. It's just such fun to go in and out and see all those people there and kids there.
Yeah.
And then there's also been art shows going on, and art exhibits, I should say, with the Members Spotlight.
Yeah.
How did that go this year?
Well, just opened yesterday, last night. We had the opening reception. So yeah, it's a great show, really good show. Yeah. We have 60 of our member artists who participated. So a real diverse assortment of work across mediums: photography, painting, drawing, sculpture, mixed media, found objects, and yes.
And I probably know some of the artists.
You probably know quite a few. Yeah.
And I think that would be just the most wonderful thing to have your artwork chosen.
Oh. Well, all members who want to show their work can submit, and we show. So it's not a jury process.
There isn't
a selection process. No, it's an open invitation.
As well as performing artists. So
That's right.
You would have an opportunity to perform.
Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah. 3 years ago, we kind of mixed it up a bit and changed it from the annual Members Art Exhibition to the Members Spotlight as a way of celebrating the creativity of our members all across disciplines.
Oh, how wonderful.
It's open. Yes. Yep.
I was not aware of that. I'm really glad I asked the question.
Good. Yeah.
Well, now, what's coming up after that in the fall in your area?
Yeah. Well, so we change shows over about every 6 weeks, so there's always something new to see at the Phipps when you come visit. We've got a lot of great shows coming up. One of them, the one that opens after the Members Spotlight, is an exhibition that features 7 artists in the different gallery spaces, one of whom is Alan Hahn, who is a glass blower, and he'll have work in the Atrium Gallery. So glass in a gallery with all this natural light coming in is going to be a really beautiful show. And that opens on Friday the 13th, September 13th.
Oh,
so 6:30 to 8:30. And our receptions are always free, open to the public. So we encourage people to come. Yeah, and it's a great opportunity to meet the artists as well, because artists are there with their work, and so you can ask them questions or, just kind of get more information. So
I do enjoy that kind of thing. The glass blowing is something that, I don't know, I just feel like I could never, ever attempt that. But I admire those people so much that do it.
Yeah, and Alan is really, really a excellent glassblower and has been at it for a number of years and is really involved in the
I hope you have a good attendance. I know
community.
I'm going to stop in.
Well, good. Thank you.
And I know you can stop in during shows and in between, like intermissions and different things. So you actually can stop on Saturdays too, right?
Yeah. Gallery's hours are Monday through Saturday, 9 to 4:30. Sunday, noon to 4:30, and then we're also open an hour before performances and through intermission as well. So,
thank you for telling us about that. And then one of my favorite events, and I know you're involved, is the Spirit of St. Croix Art Festival. I know we're a little bit far out, but August, it's in September, so I do want to get the word out.
Right.
The 28th and 29th at Lakefront Park. And tell me about some of the things happening there.
Well, this is an event that we organize in partnership with the Hudson Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau. So it's a really great partnership between the two organizations. And we really take over Lakefront Park. The piece of it that the Phipps is responsible for primarily are the artists who are there. We have 90 artists, give or take, who are there with their work to sell. So a whole village, we call it the Artist Village, set up on one side of the park. And then we have music, live music, entertainment, kind of street performers that circulate throughout the event, food as well, of course, wine and beer.
Yes.
And it's a really, really fun event. We, in addition to the artists to interact with, we also open it up to chamber members, businesses and nonprofit organizations who set up booths in the art of area. And so that's a great opportunity to kind of get to know the community a bit better, and there's fun hands-on things for kids to do, and we really try to think of this as a real event, real interactive with lots of creative possibilities, both hands-on but then also seeing what artists are making and the opportunity to buy original work, jewelry, glass, paintings, photography, wearables, really a good broad wood. It's a really great event.
Some years I go down there and I see people coming out with sculptures for the garden and even artworks and paintings, and there's just wonderful things to choose.
Yeah.
And I always like your cover design for your poster.
Isn't it beautiful this year?
Every year you have something just wonderful on there.
Yeah. Well, the art fair is a juried fair, so for that, artists are selected through a jury process, and so we feel really good about the quality of work that artists are there selling, and in that jury process too, we also recommend an artist or a particular artwork that we think would really do well on the poster, and then recommend that to the chamber, and the chamber kind of follows through on the design and everything.
Great.
But yeah, we felt really good this year. We feel good every year, but
I love it every
really
year.
Great,
but even this one is a little bit different, but it's really neat.
Yeah, thank you.
So that is
Thank
a
you.
big event. I wanted to make sure we talked about it. Anything else coming up?
Well, yes,
We should talk about a couple other things for you,
Sure,
and then
sure,
I'll be going to John.
Great. Well, I did want to say, in terms of exhibitions in the galleries, in December, we're really excited to present the 12th annual exhibit of the Great River chapter of the American Society of Botanical Arts. So that will be a really beautiful exhibit, of 30 plus botanical artists with their work that will be shown. So that's a really great honor for us to be able to show that. And we have Nancy Gehrig, who is one of the artists participating in that, who will be teaching a colored pencil botanical drawing class in September. So a good opportunity for artists of any skill level who are looking to improve their drawing skills and learn how to use colored pencil to really, be able to draw what they see. So that will be a really great class. The other exhibit that I wanted to highlight is a series of portrait paintings that Hudson area artist Gloria Adrian is presenting, and that's in February. And this is a series of portraits of people living in the St. Croix River Valley. And she has chosen her subjects by really trying to illustrate the diversity of people who live here and love living here in the St. Croix Valley. So that will be a great show in February, and great way to support a local artist. Yeah, and she is a really, really amazing portrait artist, so that will be fun. And I know I have something else on here. I'll have a look and see. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention is in June, to kind of end our season, we have an exhibition of 4 potters, 2 of whom from River Falls and 2 from Korea.
Oh my.
And so it's Ben Gavin and Steve Rolfe from River Falls, and then Lee Byung Kwon and Chun Kyung Hee from Korea. And these artists met one another when Quan came out to do a residency at UW River Falls.
Oh, yes.
And they developed a relationship and an artistic relationship that way, not speaking one another's language, but just through art and through pottery. And so Ben Gavin has kind of gotten them together for that exhibit. So that's a real kind of outside the box kind of a thing for us to do.
Oh my goodness, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
I
that'd be really
suppose,
fun.
are they going to be doing their pottery?
There will be a tea ceremony that will be part of the event. So I'm meeting with Ben in just a couple of weeks, and we'll start planning what related programs we might do. But we know that there will be that tea ceremony, and it would be ideal if we could do some sort of a pottery demonstration or a master class or something within that as well. So, yeah,
Great
yeah,
things.
Yeah.
Wow, you're really stepping out of the box, like you said. You're doing unusual things and different things.
Yeah, yeah.
And boy, you've got me interested.
Can I tell you one more unusual, neat thing?
You
So this
certainly
is something
can.
I'm so excited about.
Yes.
You're aware of the Art Bench Trail, the St. Croix
yes,
River Valley
yes,
Art Bench
we
Trail.
talked about it.
We have multiple times. There are currently 9 of these benches on the trail up and down the valley, each unique and made by community members, kids, and local artists. And we will be unveiling our 10th project this fall, sometime in September. We haven't nailed down the date yet, but it is in the new Trailhead Park in Holton, right across the street from Holton Elementary School.
Oh my goodness, I know
Yeah.
exactly where that is.
Yep. And so that project was 4th and 5th grade Holton Elementary School students. We worked all through last school year, and then worked with John Kallman, a local artist who actually went to Holton Elementary School.
I've heard that name.
And then when he moved out to Montana, we then got Willow River Company involved, and they then have worked with us to finish the project. So it's a gathering place, for about 30 people to gather. So physically a bigger than the other benches that we have, but and then also kind of because it's centrally located, and part of really this amazing loop trail that is,
I've heard
is
so
being
much about
established
it.
here.
Yes.
It will, I think, really be a great gathering place for people, and there'll be programs there, and we encourage the community to use it as well. So
wonderful.
yeah.
Oh
So
my
hopefully
goodness.
I'll have the chance to talk to you about that more, but wanted to
I
make
used
sure
to
everybody
teach
knew.
at Holton School, and of course they've got their own gardens too.
Yes.
So I mean, it's just wonderful, that little school in the country. It's so much.
Well, and
It's
this
available.
project, so many people have come together for it. St. Joe Township, St. Croix County, the Master Gardeners, local businesses, Rivard Stone, Willow River Company, the Parents Association. It's really gotten incredible
So
support.
if you got on the trail, you would see this.
You would find it. Yes, you definitely would find it.
So-
Once that full trail is open, you will find it. You won't be able to miss it.
It's taking a while, but I know a lot of people across the bridge, and I see them a lot when I'm driving.
Yeah. It'll be worth waiting for.
so neat.
Yeah, thank you.
I just
Thank you.
can't wait to see that.
Yeah,
What
thanks.
fun.
Thanks.
Thank you for all those wonderful, wonderful opportunities.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do it myself.
Oh, good.
Well, we could talk all day, but we now are going to the new brochure, and John's going to talk about it. It's just come out. Well, it's been out for a little bit. And it even has a theme, John, and I know they'll be showing it. So, stories, music, and music that bring us together. And the icon on the front, I looked at it and I went, Singing in the Rain.
You were correct.
And everybody loves that show.
They really do.
It's so popular.
It seems to be most people's favorite musical film.
I
So
think
this
it
is a theatrical adaptation of the film.
Oh, how perfect. And that is adult, right?
That is, yes.
That would be adult theater, but I just know so many people that would love to be in it. And you're going to have to know how to dance.
Indeed. Dancing is a
dance.
vital component of Singing in the
I
Rain.
think that's a big deal in that. Well, I don't know if you want to start with that, but we have
Sure.
theater, music, organ, dance, special events. You've got so much going on.
We do.
I'll
We're
let
just trying
you
to keep up with the
decide.
visual arts,
Yeah,
that's
right.
all.
That's
So-
right. And I'll let you decide what you want to start with.
Well, our community theater will be presenting 4 plays in the rest of the season. We just finished Weekend Comedy in July. Singing in the Rain will be produced in November. And then in September, we're doing Population 485. And that is Michael Perry's adaptation of his New York Times best-selling book, Population 485, Meeting Your Neighbors One Siren at a Time. So it's about a fellow who returns to his tiny hometown of New Auburn, Wisconsin, Population 485, and he joins the volunteer fire department. So there's wonderful characters throughout that you'll recognize, just like any small town. There's very funny stories and heartbreaking stories, just like real life. So really looking forward to it. This is one of the very first productions of the play. And we're honored to have Michael Perry doing an author's talk on September 19th during the run of the show. And then we're also inspired by his fresh take on his neighbors. We're doing a community forum on civil discourse on September 24th. So that should be equally interesting in a different way.
Wow, that's really innovative.
A timely topic.
Yes.
So then another timely topic, we are presenting a Shana Mädel, which is Yiddish for a pretty girl, in January. And it is about the reunion of 2 immigrant sisters following World War II. So one has spent the last 20 years in America, the other has escaped the Holocaust. And what the war has torn apart, the family love brings back together. So it's a beautiful story.
Oh.
And we're ending our theater series with a show called Busybody. It is a British mystery comedy about a cleaning lady who out-sleuths the police detectives. So that's a fun show, and it is a murder mystery as well.
Oh, and
So
you know I love those.
everyone does.
Oh,
So our music series features a trio that will be familiar to many of our Phipps audiences. For the last several years, pianist and vocalist Bobby Van Dusen has accompanied the Barbary Coast Dixieland Show Band in their performances. Bobby's actually from Florida, but is going on tour with a couple of the other band members, Steve Pical on bass and Tom Andrews on drums, and they're performing everything from traditional jazz to popular songs and Broadway tunes. So that starts out our music series in September. The Lake Wobegon Brass Band returns in October, and they are a traditional British-style brass band that has been featured many times on NPR. Mo Pitney is brand new to our audiences, I would think, in that he is an up-and-coming young country artist from Nashville who he had a standing ovation at the Grand Ole Opry on his first performance. So he is really a fellow to watch, and this will be a solo performance by Mo, and very excited about that in November. Barley Jacks return in January. The Barley Jacks play a blend of bluegrass, Celtic, and roots music, and they are all tremendous musicians led by violinist and fiddler Brian Wickland. And I can't say enough about them. They blow the roof off the place every time they come. And speaking of virtuosos, we have a brand new ensemble to our stage, Take 3. And this is a piano trio, 3 musicians from across the country who come together for their tours. They're soloists all over the country, and you would think, okay, a piano trio, they're going to be playing classical music, and they will, but they're also playing pop, jazz, and movie themes. So it's a great variety. And the violinist just happens to be one of her gigs is she tours with Yanni. If you remember Yanni.
I do remember. Very popular.
So then, on another note entirely, pardon the pun, the organ series, we have three, they're nationally and internationally acclaimed artists. Ron Rode will be only performing a few concerts this season, and he chose the Phipps as one of those. He'll be doing cinema classics, which is, as the name implies, music from the movies, and then he'll also be accompanying a silent short comedy called The Boat by Buster Keaton. And then Dave Wickerham returns in March. Dave will be performing Jukebox Saturday Night, but it'll be on a Sunday afternoon, which for our audience I think is the best during the winter season. And he'll be performing jukebox songs from the 40s through the 60s. And Justin Lavoie is a hot young organist who the American Guild of Organists sponsored a couple seasons ago. He is in his mid-20s. He just receives rave reviews, and he'll play a program that features classical to jazz, standards to pop, and musicals to operas. So whatever you would want, Justin will be playing it.
Good.
Our special events series starts with Remembering the Little Prince, which is a story ballet by Ballet Collaboratory, and it also features 16 area dancers. And it is it's a takeoff of The Little Prince. So it's about a young girl who convinces her father that he is too much of this world and needs to enjoy life a bit. And so she reads him the story of The Little Prince, and they go into the world of The Little Prince and encounter all the classic characters and all the life lessons to be learned there. So beautiful ballet. Classic Big Band and the Nostalgics return in August, and that is the original sounds of the great bands of the swing era, and then the classic close harmonies of the vocal groups of that time. So they have been returning year after year, a very, very popular group. Gals of Comedy will be presented in October, and that features 4 comedians, featuring headliner Mary Rolls, who critics have described as, I quote, a combination of Lily Tomlin, Andrea Martin, and Celine Dion. So that's provocative.
Really unusual.
And a bit different for us. We have certainly had comedy shows before, but this, and the comedians want you to know that it is for all genders, and not just for women. So, the Elvis Show returns in November, and it is nearly sold out. This features our own Joe Sir, who is a local pastor. And the Rockabilly Rebels, and always a popular show, but as I say, there's literally only a few tickets left, so we're actually looking at perhaps adding a show there.
That's amazing.
It is.
And I remember long ago I met him, and he did a little gig for the women's club. Yeah. If you can imagine. And he was
I'll bet he was wildly
so
popular.
Delightful. He was so delightful, and he had people up and dancing in the whole bit.
Yeah.
That's great.
And it was wonderful for our club because we're usually a little bit, you might say, serious. No, he's wonderful, and he's got the
totally
vocal
engaging.
Skills and everything.
And he's got the moves too. So.
Yes, he does. and to think he's a pastor.
Yes. All the
from
better.
Our area,
All
it's
the
just
better.
amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
And you can probably speak to both of these events better than I. So the 30th season of the Phipps Festival Chorus performing holiday concerts is coming up, and then the Choral Society will be, actually this is a new partnership with, so the Choral Society under the direction of Tom Dolly.
Yes.
And then the the River City Symphony Orchestra, under the direction of Dr. Mel Olson, will be uniting for Mozart's Requiem, and that will be at Bethel Lutheran Church in April. So I don't know if you want to say a few words. I assume that you'll be performing with both of those.
Well, yes, of course, but I'm a little surprised Dr. Mel Olson is conducting.
He will be. So he'll be.
Because he'll be doing the two pieces of the orchestral
See, you know more
genre.
about it than I do already.
See, he's doing Symphony Number 40.
Even I know that.
And everybody just loves it. I mean, I could listen to it all day, and I wouldn't be tired. And then the Marriage of Figaro Overture. I used to teach that to 6th graders as their first experience of serious music and how to listen to it.
It also accompanies a Bugs Bunny cartoon, does it not?
Yes, it does. And, but I doubt that, well, a lot of people will know that. Not everybody.
Excuse me, of a certain generation.
That kind of music is, not as popular with these kids today, but it's so important that they learn how to listen to it. And I know so many people who just go to the orchestra all the time. And we're very fortunate we have it. And I just am so pleased that we have the River City Symphony.
As am I.
Okay. Well, I'm really happy to hear that because Dr. Mel Olson is so talented.
Indeed he is.
And I mean, I admire him so much as a director and a musician. And I'm really glad we get to do this because Mozart Requiem also is a favorite of mine. And every time I've done it, it just speaks to me. It's a beautiful work.
Was it played during 9/11 on television broadcasts?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
So folks might be familiar with it even though they
there
don't
might be
know
bits
they're
and
familiar
pieces that they would hear and recognize, but that work is just astounding. Mozart is one of my favorites. And it's just, I guess it's because I couldn't really teach that at school, but also because that's another area for me where I can enjoy my vocals and I can sing with Tom Dolly directing. And of course, I have been in all 30 seasons of the holiday, of the festival chorus. And there's a few of us left now. So yeah, I'm very excited.
Excellent.
They're
very
always
excited.
popular.
I'm very excited about that.
And then in January, we have the Phipps Dance Theater performing The Best Is Still to Come, which features the highlights of the past 10 years of their performances. And then I should mention the Children's Theater also has a series of 4 events, one of which is one of our special events. But this year they'll be doing a new show called Sleeping Beauty and the Beast. So you'll recognize all of the characters in the show, but you might not recognize the story, which is a fractured fairy tale. And that will be in October. And then in December they'll be performing Elf Jr., which is a musical adaptation of the wonderful holiday film about Buddy the Elf trying to find his true identity. Then we have the Little Mermaid Jr., which is a adaptation of the animated film. And then we'll close the season in April and May with Charlotte's Web, a beautiful story about the friendship between Charlotte the spider and Wilbur the pig. So that's a great
choices.
It's great choices. Yep.
Wonderful.
And then we'll continue the special event series with Pat Donahue and the Prairie All-Stars in April. And you may recognize Pat's name. So all of the musicians performing are members of the Guys All-Star Shoe Band from the days of A Prairie Home Companion. So this will just be a great concert. And then we'll end our season with Colleen Ray with a performance called Symphony at the Cinema. And she will be performing with the St. Croix Valley Symphony Orchestra under the direction of Dr. Kristen Chernohoy.
Yes, and I got a little ahead of myself, but I did want to mention that too because that is one of my favorite things. And I think Colleen Ray puts together such good shows. So I was going to highlight that as one of my favorites.
I'm pleased to hear it.
Yeah.
It'll be a great show. So a great way to end the season.
Wonderful.
And then just would make a note that we'll be having Colleen in our annual
yes.
New Year's Eve performances, and that'll be 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. on December 31st. They're doing Sinatra and Company,
Yes.
and it's music from the Rat Pack era.
People are going to love that.
It's another fun show.
I know it. It's such popular music. Yes. Great choices here. Now let's see, have we talked about everything?
Well, we've talked about a great deal.
I was just going
I'm tired already.
I know, it's
thinking
so
about
much
it.
to think about, but it's a whole year. But just quickly, I want to say the Phipps Dance Theater has a lot to offer as well.
They do.
And I know they have a couple shows coming, and one is called The Best Is Still to Come. But I love to go to that.
I do too.
I think I'm a person who never got to take any dance lessons, and
It's not too late though, Bobby.
yeah, but I really appreciate what they do, and they put together such great shows. All right, now there's something new this year. I do know you have the theater or the season ticket packages. I'm sorry. You have 3, 5, and 7, and those are pretty much the same as before. But there's something new this year.
We're
Could you
trying
tell
something.
us about the Theater Series Flex Pass?
I'd be happy to. We're trying something new that
Yeah.
many other theaters have had for years, but we're offering a Flex Pass of 5 tickets to any theater series performance for $95. And the interesting thing on this is you can use them for each of the shows, or you can use all your tickets for one show.
Oh.
So it's completely up to you as to how you want to use those 5 tickets. And it does offer up to 25% savings from single tickets. So it's a real deal.
That's amazing.
But
I think
it's
that's
just for the theater series.
I know it. I just think that's such a good deal. You really can't ask for anything better than that. And you know, you can get the 5 event series for $95.
You can, and there you can choose from any of the series in the season.
But I think you really have put together a good package there.
Thank you.
And now I do know there's some special bonus tickets, but is that only for Sinatra and Company?
Yes, so that's
On New Year's.
on New
Oh,
Year's.
that's
So
a
you
little
can't put that into a season ticket package.
Right. All right, now we are going to be posting on the screen how to order tickets with all the information. And I'm afraid we're going to have to cut this short for now. But we have gotten a lot done, and I really thank you
Thank you, Bobby.
so much for
Thank
coming
you.
today.
Thanks for having us.
And I'm hoping that you enjoyed the show today and will enjoy watching and get some ideas for going to the Phipps. So thank you for watching.